My God, I hate drugs.
Tinatanong bakit nag-apologize si Cory kay Erap. Okay, and that much I know. Uh, from what I understand, Cory had changed her mind. Initially, she had been supportive of Gloria Arroyo. But according to her, she, uh, paano ba yun? She went kasi dun sa dun sa Fort Bonifacio incident. Nung naging maliwanag na Mrs. Arroyo allegedly cheated nga Fernando po in the last elections. So, nag-sorry siya kay Erap because she had given support to Mrs. Arroyo. But the reports of her cheating in the elections was one of the reasons Mrs. Aquino changed her mind about supporting Gloria. And she participated in some of the protest movements against Mrs. Arroyo. So, yun lang po. Tandaan po natin that there is also talk that Mrs. Arroyo the ouster of Erap was actually a coup d'etat that was done by Mrs. Arroyo's generals. If you will talk to some of the military officers who were involved later on in the attempts to oust Mrs. Arroyo, maiintindihan nyo that it was only the generals na nagsalita nung time na yon. Hindi po talaga yung mga sundalo sang-ayon dun sa pagtatanggal kay Erap. Tandaan nyo po, the military really supported Erap after Albarca, after yung policy ni Erap of all-out war dun sa Mindanao. Kasi hindi po at a certain point, hindi po supportive ang AFP dun sa mga peace talks to be conducted against the insurgents in Mindanao. So, they were really supportive of Erap. But a coup d'etat had in fact been launched against him using the generals who were here in Metro Manila, where most of the combatants were in Mindanao at the time. So yun, Mrs. Aquino had withdrawn then her support for Mrs. Arroyo. Remember, dun sa Fort Bonifacio incident, dun sa Marine Compound, Mrs. Aquino went there. And to be fair, I'm not supportive of Mrs. Aquino's policies when she was president. But to be fair, when she was protesting against Mrs. Arroyo, she did show up at the rallies. She walked, in fact, if I'm not mistaken, from near Guadalupe, but I have to check on this, kasi nag-barricades na nung nagkakagulo na dun sa Fort Bonifacio, Mrs. Aquino went there, tapos hinarang sila, may mga checkpoints or may mga choke points, ang PNP and some of the AFP. So she got down from her car and walked to the Marine Compound. Tinatanong ni Cipriano kung meron na bang candidates for Supreme Court. Wala pa po. Pero nag-order na nga ang Supreme Court for the JBC to open for nominations. Let's see. Hindi po officially open for nominations. Iniintay po ng Judicial and Bar Council na maging final yung decision ng Supreme Court dun sa kawalan to ni Mrs. Sereno. Okay, yung mga hindi pa po nag-share, paalala lang po, mag-share na po kayo. Sabi ni Winnie, she's watching from Dammam, Saudi Arabia. Thank you. Sino yung palakad-lakad sa likod ko? Wala pong naglalakad sa likod ko. Sabi ni Chic Aina, it's 2 a.m. here but I got notified finally. Uy, matulog ka na. You can catch this on replay. Sabi ni Shiba, pwede bang i-request sa COMELEC na bigyan naman nila ng update daily ang taong bayan, hindi naman yung pwedeng ganyan na lang. Hindi po kasi yung COMELEC ang nagko-conduct ng recount, it's the Supreme Court through the Presidential Electoral Tribunal. And pagdating dun sa Supreme Court po, the notices that they give are usually only to the parties na may kaso sa kanila. Sabi ni Efren, salamat sa paliwanag. You're welcome po. Sabi ni Jane Maria Torres, is it true na meron din mga fishermen na inaagawan ng huli ng mga Chinese sa Scarborough? Inquirer and Rappler are publishing reports like this. Well, before, pagka nahuhuli din naman natin yung mga fishermen from China, hinuhuli din po natin. So, I haven't read those news reports. Mahirap magtalakay pag hindi pa po nagbabasa. Sabi ni Annie, baka tapos na lang ang term ng VP, hindi pa matapos yung recount. Okay, well, hindi naman po. Because meron din pong period para mag-conduct ng recount. And if I'm not mistaken, it's only for about, 3 months? So, pwede naman i-extend yun, pero hindi po yun tatagal masyado. Check ko, bilis ng mga questions niya. Dito ako mag-check sa sa laptop. Okay. Ano pa? Shout out dun sa mga nanonood sa Hong Kong. Nanonood din sa Norway. Okay, let me check. Bakit walang karambola kahapon sa YouTube? Meron na po, paki-check daw po, kaka-upload pa lang daw ng karambola sa YouTube. Sabi ni Rolly, sinagip ni Chrissy Kiko sa sunog. Ay? Sabi ni, I can't read the name, nananakot lang yan, microwave lang ang andyan sa side niya. Yung naglalakad daw sa likod ko. Alam niya, hindi ako natatakot sa multo. So, mas nakakatakot yung totoong tao. Yung nananaksak, mamarel, and things like that. Okay, ano pa? Kasi di pa may batas, libre ang terminal fee ng OFWs. Opo, kaya nga may refund. Ang bayad kasi ng terminal fee, kasali yan sa price ng ticket. Binabayaran ng isang OFW, kaya kukunin may refund sa NAIA. Kasi yung nagkadala, tama. Thank you very much for that explanation. Ganito po yan. Ni-require na po kasi ang airlines na i-incorporate yung terminal fee doon sa ticket para mas mabilis po. Kasi pagka nangongolekta doon sa airport, nagtatagal pa. So, but because binigay ng libre na wala ng terminal fee ang ating mga OFWs, then nire-refund yun. Salamat doon sa paliwanag. Sabi si Lily Rad po. Thank you very much. Let me see. Sabi ni Nala, history major ako sa PUP. Maraming nadagdag sa aking kaalaman, lalo na sa talakayan ninyo sa karambola. Okay, yeah. But consider that only as directives para you can also conduct more research. Tandaan niyo kung konti kasi yung mga nagsusulat tungkol dun sa period natin sa politics natin for certain periods, in particular from 1960 and onward, although marami pong nagsusulat, parang hindi po masyadong nagbabago yung analysis. So, let's see, kasi marami pong impormasyon na lumalabas ngayon. Also, there are some new writings na pwede nang gawin kasi marami nang namatay. Alam mo naman, some of our historians, they would prefer to write about certain people kapag namatay na sila. So, meron distance. Kasi pagkabuhay pa, minsan, yung memory nila could either be faulty or, syempre, baka mapahiya sila. So, it's better really to write about some of these events na may distansya na tayo. Sabi ni Rod, can you expound on your statement yesterday na di sana tayo i-invade ng Japan kundi tayo colony ng America? Wasn't that their plan in their prosperity sphere? Walang ni isang Southeast Asian country ang di sinakop. I usually agree with you guys in Karambola, but I'm not convinced on that. Yes, there is actually a discussion on that. The Philippine government also, there were discussions conducted on where we would throw ourselves, our side. I remember that some of the discussions, my history teacher telling me that in some of these discussions, of course, the sentiment of the public was taken into consideration. But in one of the babaw moments of our discussion, sabi ng teacher ko, was that, remember that the Japan was not considered as hip as the United States. The Philippines really preferred to side with the US, not just because we were a colony. At the time kasi Commonwealth pa eh. Commonwealth na. In other words, we were heading towards independence anyway. And our vote counted on whether or not we would participate, we would be participating in the war. We did because the public sentiment was overwhelmingly in favor of siding with the United States. In addition to which, remember, part of the propaganda that the Japanese were conducting, even while they were here, was that they would not be so harsh on us if they accept the Japanese setting up government here. So the problem was that, according to some other historians, the soldiers who were sent here, not all of them were Japanese. Some of them were from Korea and from other areas, and some of them were really from. They were not as polite. Some of them were very cruel, and so the push to convince Filipinos to side and to accept the Japanese government was not well received. So, but yes, you can actually check out the sources on that one. The primary reason that we got involved in this war is because the United States declared against Japan. So, being a colony, then damay tayo. It is true that all the other Southeast Asian countries were included in the war, but not to the same level of devastation that we experienced. Sabi ni Rayan Vergara, back to normal operations na po ba ang National Archives na nasunog? Saan po ang office nila? Well, hindi po back to normal yung doon sa Binondo. Yeah. But andun pa rin, nagsara po kasi sandali sila. I think baka by next week they will be having limited operating hours, but please check kasi alam ko yung Paco and yung Calao offices are okay. Hindi naman sila na-affect, pero the transfer of the administrative offices, that will be what will hamper operations. Sabi ni, okay, let's look at the others. Hi, Ruben Bernardo from Toronto, Canada.